So good morning from Canada. We have made it. It's a bit cold, Brett.
I'm breathing steam, yeah. Who would
Yeah.
have believed in the midst of summer we'd get a snowstorm?
Yeah. First day we arrived, there was absolutely no snow on the hills. And then we woke up the following morning to snow. Absolutely beautiful. Welcome to our little campsite for the night. We are at Two Jacks campsite, or campgrounds, here in Banff. Unbelievable, absolutely stunning. Look at this for a view. This is the gorgeous lake with the Rocky Mountains behind. How warm is it, Brett? Not too bad?
A good 12 or 13 degrees Celsius. Should
be fine.
Yeah,
So this is our first glimpse at a lake here in Banff, and oh my goodness. So this is pretty amazing. So we'll just take you on a little tour of our campground. The first thing we come to is this majorly big pile of wood. So we're pretty sure in our charge for the campground for the night, which was...
We pay for a campfire fee.
Yeah, we pay a campfire fee. I can't remember how much the campfire fee was. $11 a night.
Got us a permit.
Yeah, so it gets us a permit to have a campfire. We're allowed them, and you just help yourself to this wood. So here there's a communal kitchen. Let's just pop inside and take a look. Oh wow.
It's hot.
It's hot?
Yeah. You can boil your kettle on there.
Oh, fantastic.
Throw a bit of wood in.
Wow. You can sit in here. Fantastic. So just down from our van, we have our bathrooms. So it's just the usual, a couple sinks, about 4 toilets, and in this particular one, we have 2 showers. And the pressure in these showers, whew, can just about rip your skin off. So they're brilliant. So there's a gorgeous walk along the shoreline of Two Jacks Lake as well. Now this is actually one of Banff's most popular campgrounds. It's located around about 10 kilometres from Banff, so pretty close to get back in. Now there is no service for your cell phones once you are at the campground. So that is something to bear in mind if you do decide to stop here. Also, at the Two Jack Lakeside campground where we are, it only actually takes tents and small RVs up to about that 27 feet. Across the road and just down the road a little bit is the Two Jack main campground. That is also only a tenting service campground, and RVs only up to 24 feet. So again, something to bear in mind. But fantastic location for either of these campgrounds. They both have water supply and both have dump stations. The rodent saga continues. So on the last little episode of Brett and Rachel's Ventures, when we were in North Dakota, that last night we were there, we heard a rat. We have not heard the rat since, so we're pretty chuffed about that. But this morning I woke up to pulling out some chocolates that we'd bought from the Rocky Mountain Chocolate, spent a fortune on about 4 chocolates, and Mr. Mouse had got into them. So that is our rodent trouble we are having. So the weather is pretty...
It's cool.
It's cooling, eh? So we're not too sure how long he's been in here, but he got into my muesli. He got into some of the muesli bars. So now our food locker is in here from all our food, like muesli bars and stuff that he can get into. So that is our food locker. And we brought this little mouse, these mouse traps. And this is, sorry for people that don't want mice dying, but this is what we're using. They say it's better than peanut butter or cheese. So we'll keep you updated on the rodent troubles. While we're out in Banff today, we decided to leave a trap for him, even though we didn't have any mouse traps. So these little chocolates in here, they were what he ate last night. So we thought if we pop those in there, maybe he might be game enough to come get them. But he outsmarted us and said, I ate all your chocolate last night. I'm not hungry.
Trap number 1.
Yep. Oops.
Set right there.
Trap number 2. So, we caught Mr. Mousey last night, Brett.
We did. It was a big fat mama mouse, so hopefully we got her before she had her baby.
So we're starting to think now that it wasn't a rat.
Definitely Mrs. Mouse.
It was Mrs. Mouse and she was trying to nest. So we have got rid of her and hopefully that's the end of our rodent saga. So this is one of the walks we've come to do here from Two Jacks Lakeside Campground where we're staying. It is literally a 5-minute drive around the road and this is called Sea Level Cirque Trail. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and usually these tracks would be, or car parks would be pretty full, but because it was such a cool morning this morning, people were taking a little bit longer to get going, us included. It is now about maybe 8 degrees and the sun is shining and it is actually very warm now. So we're going to get changed and then we're going to get on the track. We are prepared to go for our little walk. I think it's about a 2 to 3 hour walk, we think. We're not really sure. I can't remember, we looked at so many walks. But there are grizzly bears here. Sue, and a lot of them, the grizzly bears, there's signs up warning you to be very, very careful. So we have got our grizzly bear spray. We've taken note of how to use our spray, because that's really, really important. I actually have a bear bell, and if I pull this off, yeah, I have a bear bell as well on my bag these days. We've got water in here, we've got muesli bars, and I actually have a whistle. So if I want to try and get rid of the bear, first thing is to scare him away with my whistle before I even have to attempt to use bear spray. Let's just hope we never have to use it. Look at this, just gorgeous. These are all spruce trees and you can just smell them. It smells like Christmas, it really does.
It sounds like Christmas.
And look, there's snow.
She's calling me, like the rainbow, She's calling me, like the rainbow,
So I've made a decision. We've come 2 hours into the trek. There's not that much more to go, but we've come from down there. This is what we're seeing. Absolutely gorgeous. So we have decided that 2 hours up, we're going to turn around and go 2 hours back. Head back to Two Jack, to the lake, since it's such a beautiful day. We might as well get the paddleboard out and spend the day on the lake. Nice work. And there's Johnny Boy in all his glory. What a walk, honestly. First walk here in Canada on the Rockies and it was awesome. It really, really was. It literally is just a straight uphill. Very few flat plateaus to catch your breath, but the view was astounding. What do you think, Mr. Brett?
I think it's pretty good, and when you turn around and you actually look straight back up the valley, you can
Oh
see
wow.
that's where we were, where the shingles come down.
It is too.
We were heading up to the right of that, where those trees were.
So yeah, so for us, 2 hours up, and I'm not too sure, quicker coming down of course.
About an hour and 10.
Hour and 10 down, and it was actually under 2 hours, about an hour 40, but yeah, so she's a good walk. Well worth it. So that is called Sea Level Cirque. And don't get caught out that it's not a loop. Cirque doesn't mean circle. It's a there and back. So beautiful road.
Rightio, so here we are in Banff. So Banff is actually Canada's first national park. So way back in 1885, a small area around the Cave and Basin hot springs was protected, and now more than 130 years later, millions of people flock to visit this park each year. And we're one of them. So coming into Banff, it is a national park. So we actually got the annual pass for $151 plus taxes, and so that will get us coming and going in all the national parks throughout Canada for the next 365 days. So our plan, well, we have about 3 weeks till we need to actually be in Seattle. So the plan is pretty loosey-goosey at this stage, but we're going to have lots of hikes hopefully in there, and we have actually got campgrounds all the way in our holiday through this part of Canada due to you cannot freedom camp in the national park. Well, you can, but if you get caught, you're actually going to get fined quite heavily. No excuses. I've managed at last minute to get 3 nights in Two Jacks Campground Lakeside, and we've also got 3 nights at the Tunnel Mount Campground, even though we have to actually move to a different spot every day. So come along on our Banff adventure, and yeah, hopefully I can give you a few tips and suggestions for any future trips you might have planned. And I will say one thing, Banff has it going on for tourists, from free parking to a fantastic bus system to get yourself around to these gorgeous campgrounds. Good morning. We have made it to the train station in here at Banff, where we can park for free, as I've said in the past, and it's a glorious morning. So here's our pathway into town, and here's Brett. Morning.
I think I need a haircut.
Do you?
I think so.
Okie dokie.
I think it's got to the point, Rachel.
Need a haircut.
It's living its best life.
It
I
is.
have no control.
So we're just going to wander into town for an early morning coffee.
You tell the real story. We're out of coffee beans.
That is the real story. We're out of coffee beans, so that is why we're wandering into town, to get some coffee beans and to see Banff looking majestic.
Good morning, Rachel.
Morning. It's a little bit cool, isn't it?
Coffee's
Beautiful.
not far.
Can't wait to have a coffee. Yeah. And then today we're going off to Kenmore, which is a beautiful, beautiful little village, and they're having their Scottish Highland Game Festival over the weekend, aren't they? So that's what we're off to do today. We have arrived at Kenmore and we're heading off to the Highland Games. So Brett's just getting our tickets ready, and we have actually managed to get a car park in here just along the street, and we're just going to wander about 700 metres and we'll be there. Kenmore is about a 20-minute drive from Banff, or you can actually hop on the Legacy Trail on your bike or hire bikes and go from Banff to Kenmore or Kenmore to Banff. So if you are going to have hotels and stay in hotels, one of the suggestions would be that you could actually stay in Kenmore for a lot cheaper than Banff and catch the Rome Transit buses through to Banff whenever you need to, or if you have a car, of course, just to whip with your car to Banff and spend time there like you want to. So yeah, so Kenmore is definitely cheaper than Banff, and it's definitely a little bit quieter than Banff. So maybe you could yeah, do some days in Banff and some days in Kenmore. We have had a fantastic day here at Kenmore Highland Games. It's been awesome. It's been a rather hot day. It's about 27 degrees. So we've seen everything we want to see, experienced it all, and Brett's eaten his bison, or was it elk? Actually elk. Hot dog. So he got to try that today as well, but we're now going to head back to Banff National Park
and we are going to head to Tunnel Mountain Campground to find our new site for the night. So this is the beauty of us now having this Discovery Park annual pass. We can zip down this right hand side while you can see everyone else there is queued up to get through into the national park. Now that could be because they are about to buy a Discovery Park annual card, or they just might be paying the $11 per person every time you go into a national park. Either way, we've zipped on through. We are just coming into the trailer court for our second night, and you can't idle your vehicle, so you must turn it off. It'll be a pretty full campground this weekend, as it's Labour weekend. So public holiday come Monday. So we were very, very lucky to get 3 nights in this campground, though all 3 nights are at a different site. So every day we do have to move, but that's not a major because most days we've got something on that we've got to hike, or like today going to Canmore, so we have to move the vehicle anyhow. So it's not a big deal at all. Spot for the night. It's nice and shady. It is just on 3 o'clock this afternoon. Gorgeous little campground, and you do share it with somebody else. So we're at the end of our trailer court park for the night, and we're going to go for a wander. So we're actually going to go on the Hoodoo walk, which takes us about 4.5 k's towards town, and on a trail to see the hoodoos, and 4.5 k's back, or you can just catch the bus back. Just to update you, we've come from our campground, and you actually go from the campground straight down to the hoodoos. So if you want to be lazy, there you have it. You're at the hoodoos within probably less than a k's walk. And then for us now though, we're still going to walk to town. So it's about a 4-kilometre walk into town, and this is our track, and this is what we're going to do. This morning we've jumped in the car and we are going for a drive through the Rocky Mountains on what they call here is the Icefields Parkway. Now this Icefields Parkway goes all the way up to Jasper, but sadly with all the fires that have happened up in Jasper, they've asked us not to go that far. So we are going to go as far as the Columbia Icefield. And as you can see in some of these shots, when we go through these tunnels, the actual archway above us with the trees growing on it is actually the animal pass. So that's so bears and elk and deer and the wolves can all cross over these highways without being injured or people getting injured. Very, very cool. So here's a snapshot of our road trip to the Columbia Glacier with stops along the way at Herbert Lake, Bow Lake, Peyto Lake, Mistea Canyon, and of course finishing up at the glacier. Enjoy.
Just because we need those cool temperatures. Into our campground, there's actually a scenic drive on Lake Minnewaca,
Our Google Maps calls it something else.
600 metres, turn right to stay on Lake Minnewanka Scenic Drive.
So there you go, that is what we're going to do. We're going to stay right to stay on the scenic drive. So I'd highly recommend that if you're staying at Two Jacks, or even if you're not staying at Two Jacks, but come out and do the scenic drive. It is absolutely beautiful. This is Lake Minnewanka. So this lake is literally a 3-minute drive from our campground at the Two Jacks lakeside. Isn't this just gorgeous? So you can actually go out on a cruise here, and you can get the paddleboard out, you can hire some kayaks here, you can also hire paddleboards if you don't have one, and if you really want to, you can swim. She's going to be a little bit nippy, but how gorgeous is this? So, right outside our campground as well, where this guy's standing on the side of the road here to my left, he is waiting for the bus to take him back into Banff. There's a bus stop just here that you can also hop off or hop on, depending on which direction you're going. Into town is free, and it's $2 to jump back on that bus to be dropped out at your campground again. Good morning. Brett has just made my coffee, I see. Thank you very much.
Well, I've been awake for the last 2 hours thanks to our furry little friend that decided to entrap himself about 5 o'clock this morning.
So our rodent drama has continued. We had another mouse this morning at about 5:15, decide to get caught in the trap.
And he didn't go down quietly.
He did not. So rest in peace, little mousey. So again, it's just the weather's got cold and we're staying in camping grounds. So it is what it is. So we're going to leave those traps set just to, stop mice from nesting in our van. Exactly. John does not want that. Okay. So this is nor does Brett. So this is the end. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this is the end of this week's vlog. And we are going to head off today actually on a bit of a hike, and I will try and put something together just of today's hike. We are heading through, it's called Sunshine Meadows, and it's hiking, a whole lot of hikes, I suppose you could say. If you can see the map, I don't know how clear that's going to be. A whole lot of hikes at the top of a gondola. So we're taking the gondola up to the gondola station, and then you actually grab a chairlift up to the Standish viewing deck loop. Then we're going to do a whole lot of walks, as I said. So that should be a nice day out. I think the actual gondola ride is 5 kilometres, and it takes about 6 to 8 people, I think, in the gondola.
But speaking from experience,
oh yes,
Rachel and chairlifts don't go hand in hand, so I'm assuming we're going to do a little bit more walking than the average person.
So there's a little bit of a story behind that. I don't do heights very well. It doesn't stop me all the time, just some of the time. And once upon a time in Italy, we were out in the island of Capri, and so you have Capri and then you have Anna Capri. So Anna Capri is up high, and it's a chair lift, which I'd never been on. So for people out there that do skiing all the time, Brett and I have only skied once in our lifetime, and so I've never been on a chairlift up in these mountains. And we went on the chairlift by myself. Brett was behind me, and I just felt very uncomfortable with the height. So we got to the top, and I refused to go down the chairlift to didn't I, Preach?
You did. So it added about another hour of our day hiking back down a mountain that we could have got down in probably 10 minutes on a chairlift.
But I just refused. I said, no, I'm walking. I'm not hopping back on that again. So let's hope today goes a little bit better than our last attempt at a chairlift. So, yeah, make sure if you haven't subscribed already, you subscribe. Like this if you've liked what you've been watching so you don't miss to see how the chairlift goes for us. Until then, see you later.
See ya.